Okay friends, I am doing something a little bit crazy this morning. I found this group called Surrender Dip here in Austin where we just basically do a cold plunge into Barton Springs Pool, and I enlisted my friend Becca to come with me, and we are both very anxious. We're like, oh my gosh, we've never met these people. I have never done a cold plunge. Have you ever done a cold plunge, Becca? So, all the T's and P's for Joy and Becca. I know that this is hindsight, so you'll know if we survived because I will post this video if I survived.
That's great.
So after we did the surrender dip, my friend Becca and I decided to walk on the hike and bike trail. This is right by the Barton Springs Pool. And I know that I have showed you this trail on my channel in the past, but I thought I would just share a few clips from our walk that morning. Okay, I am back home. I have gotten a shower, gotten ready for the day. I have some chores that I need to do that I thought I would take you along, but I did want to mention, you might see in the corner here, I have an electronic drum set. That's because that was my son's and he wants to sell it on Facebook Marketplace. So it's just down in this room temporarily until it gets sold. Also, I do have a lot of debriefing and thoughts about this morning, and so I definitely want to share those with you. Today is a Thoughtful Thursday, so I thought this was probably the perfect time to be able to share that experience with you and the thoughts that I have after going through that experience. So stay tuned and I'll be sharing that. Okay, friends, like I mentioned, I wanted to debrief with you about my experience participating in this surrender dip. I'll just start by summing it up with, it was amazing. I'm so glad I did this, y'all. Even if I just did this one time, it was so worth it. But honestly, I do plan to go back. So I actually found this group on Instagram. I guess the algorithm knew that I needed to find this group. The account on Instagram is just Surrender Dip Austin. And I actually recognized that they were jumping into the Barton Springs pool. So I decided to reach out to the guy who heads up the group. And I just asked him if this was open to anyone and if this was something that they did regularly. And he said yes to both. Anyone is welcome to come, and they do it every Tuesday morning. I honestly didn't get much more information than that. I watched the reels on Instagram, and it looked like it was basically just jumping into a cold pool, and pretty much that was the extent to it. I assumed it also had some sort of community building aspect as well. So first of all, like I've encouraged you so many other times on my channel, it is so amazing to do things outside of your comfort zone. I really didn't know what to expect, and I'm so glad my friend Becca was willing to come with me because that made me feel a lot more at ease. I also had never met these people, and I was hoping I would at least recognize the main guy. It's always a little scary just to walk up to a stranger and introduce yourself, even though I had already told him that I was going to be coming. But this group of people was so kind and welcoming to me and my friend, y'all. As you might have noticed in the video, after we jumped, we all just hung out in the pool, and Becca and I were getting to know some of the people who participated. After we got out, my friend and I got into a conversation with two of the guys. We seemed to quickly connect about some shared experiences we had, and when they shared some of their stories, it made me feel safe to share some of my story. It reminded me how valuable vulnerability is when developing friendships or community. I was also reminded that people cross our paths for a purpose. Some people may just be for a short time, and some people for a lifetime. But I don't think it was just a coincidence that we encountered each other that day. All from an Instagram post. The conversations we had were so meaningful, and when it was winding down, the guy who formed the Surrender Dip group suggested that we do a quick meditation together, just to process the morning. So the four of us lined up on the grass and sat in silence with our eyes closed. It was such a sweet moment. I mostly prayed for each of the people sitting there with me, but I also just became overwhelmed with gratitude for each of them, for old friends and new friends, for Becca for being there with me on this morning, and for my new friends for listening to my story, and just for being so vulnerable enough to share parts of their stories with me. There are people in this world who I believe are just a light, who love people so well, and I felt that from each of them on this morning. I'm so glad I didn't let my fear win when I thought I should go to this Surrender Dip group, because immediately I thought about all of the reasons I didn't want to go. Getting up early and driving downtown? Meeting strangers? No thanks. Jumping into a cold pool? Double no thanks. All of this sounded so scary and hard, but just because things are scary and or hard doesn't mean they aren't good. I wish I had the words to really articulate how amazing this experience was. I will definitely be on the lookout for the next time I can do something outside of my comfort zone. I hope this story that I shared with you and just this experience that I had, I hope that it inspires you today. I hope it encourages you to find ways to step outside of your comfort zone. And I'm sorry if you get tired of hearing me say this. I think we need to hear it over and over again. But also, be brave. And when you do meet new people, be willing to be vulnerable. Be willing to share parts of your story, because I promise you it will lead to amazing things, great relationships built, and just great connections with other people. And honestly, I feel like this day and age, that is such a lost art. We have lost this ability to really connect with others. I feel like so many of us are isolated and lonely, and we need to be intentional about spending time with people in our real lives. I was actually talking to my friend Becca about this, and she definitely agreed with me. Like after 2020, it just became so easy to just kind of be in our own world, to live in our homes, and to not reach out to people anymore. But I find it's so important to spend time with your friends in real life.
Broken bones are worth their weight in gold. They prove your life. No fears or regrets. Just take the jump and hold your breath. It feels good to be alive. Oh, if you trip, get up again. Here we go, we're ascending. I feel so alive. I feel so alive. I feel the blood rush through my veins. I can take on the world when you're next to me. Yeah, I feel so alive. I feel so alive. Live in the moment. Life is the fullest when you keep chasing down your dream. Oh, when the stars light up the sky. Here we go to a new high. I feel so alive. I feel so alive. I feel the blood rush through my veins. I can take on the world when you're next to me. Yeah, I feel so alive. I feel so alive.
In my eyes, you were like dandelions in summertime. Oh, perfect in every way. There's only one choice I can make. I choose you over and over again. Only you. Every day till this world ends. There's no mountain I wouldn't climb, thing that I wouldn't try, nothing that I wouldn't do. I choose you. Only you. Spinning me all around, build me up and never come down. Slowly floating in the air along a wave of lavender clouds. You're perfect in every way. There's only one choice I can make. I choose you over and over again. Only you. Every day till this world ends. There's no mountain I wouldn't climb, thing that I wouldn't try, nothing that I wouldn't do. I choose you. Only you. I choose you over and over.
Okay, friends, that is all I have for today's video. I do hope you enjoyed this day in the life. Come along with me for a day. I hope that you also enjoyed the thoughts that I shared for my Thoughtful Thursday video. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel and you do like this sort of content, I hope that you might consider subscribing. I do share my thoughts on a topic every single Thursday, in addition to sharing some sort of motivation with you through cleaning, organizing, decluttering, or just taking you along with me during my day. But as always, I do really appreciate you watching my video all the way until the end, and I will see you next time. Bye.